Do you know the first time tithing was ever mentioned in the Bible? Not where it was commanded, not where it became a law, but the very first moment it appeared. Because when you see it, it might completely change how you understand giving. And here's the part most people miss. It didn't start as an obligation. It started as a response. The first time we see tithing in Scripture is in Genesis chapter 14. Abraham had just returned from battle. He had rescued Lot. He had won. And then something unexpected happened. He met a mysterious figure, Melchizedek, a king, a priest, a man who represented God. And without being commanded, without being pressured, without being told to do it, Abraham gave him a tenth. 10%. Not out of fear, not out of obligation, but out of recognition. Recognition that everything he had just gained came from God. So the first tithe in the Bible, it was not about money. It was about honor. Later, tithing becomes structured in the law. In Leviticus and Deuteronomy, God instructs his people to give a tenth of their increase. Not what they don't have, not what they wish they had, but what has already come into their hands. And here's the principle. Tithing is not about losing 10%. It's about acknowledging the source of the 100%. But here's where it gets deeper, because God was never after the percentage. He was after something else. Go back even further. Before Abraham, before the law, to Genesis chapter 4, Cain and Abel both brought offerings to God. Both gave something, but only one was accepted. Abel brought a firstborn of his flock, the best, the first, the one that costs something. Cain brought an offering too, but not from the same place in his heart. And God looked at Abel with favor, but not at Cain. Why? Because God doesn't measure the gift first. He measures the heart behind it. This is where many people get it wrong. They focus on the amount and ignore the alignment. Tithing was never meant to be a transaction. It was meant to be a reflection of trust, a reflection of surrender, a reflection of who you believe your source really is. You can give 10% and still not trust God, and you can give less, but with a heart fully aligned, and it carries weight in heaven. Because God is not trying to take from you. He's trying to reveal something in you. So the real question is not, should I give 10%? The real question is, what does my giving say about my heart? Scripture shows us that when giving is aligned, there is a response. In Malachi 3:10, God says, "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, and see if I will not open the windows of heaven." Not as a bribe, not as a business deal, but as a principle of alignment. When your heart honors God as your source, your life begins to reflect that order. Right now, before this video ends, I want you to pause for a second and pray this quietly. Father, you see what I have, and you see what I don't have. But your word says in Philippians 4:19 that you will supply all my needs according to your riches in glory. So I release fear, and I choose to trust you as my provider. If you're standing on that promise, type, "I trust you, God."